Hi, this is the fourth video for Week 1, Topic 1, Arithmetic and Algebra. This is the fourth video of 6 videos for Topic 1 and looks at adding and subtracting fractions. These videos are intended to help you with the basis in arithmetic and algebra that you will need for future topics in this course. Again, it's recommended that you watch this video with your pen and paper and pause at relevant times to try the examples for yourself. Adding and subtracting fractions. If we need to add and subtract values expressed as fractions, we need to make sure our denominators are the same. So here we've got a denominator of 2 and a denominator of 5. Remembering our numerator is at the top, denominator at the bottom. And if we drew this up, we've got half a pizza here and 2/5 is about like that. We could put them together, but we don't really know what it is. And we're going to use equivalent fractions so that we can have the same denominator for both to be able to add these together. So if we think of a half, here we have in our denominator a 2. So we look at our multiples of 2. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. Our other denominator is a 5. So here our multiples of 5 go 5, 10, 15 and so on, and we think 10. This 10 is here, they both have a 10, and this is our lowest common multiple, and it's also our lowest common denominator. So what we're in effect doing, we're going to change both of our fractions to have a denominator of 10. And what we're doing with that, so if we have a half, we want to have here 10. So if we look at this, this is our half coloured in there, 1 out of 2. We're making this out of 10, so effectively we're making more cuts in our pizza there so that we have 10 pieces all together. So we're cutting this half up. So here 2 times 5 gives us 10. 1 times 5 gives us 5. Remembering with our equivalent fractions, we always do the same operation to the numerator and to the denominator separately. So a half becomes 5 out of 10. And 2/5, we're changing this to a fraction of 10 here. So 5 times 2 gives us 10. 2 times 2 gives us 4. So now a half plus 2 over 5 is the same as 5 over 10 plus 4 over 10. When we're adding our fractions, we need our denominators to be the same, and then we add our numerators. So 5 plus 4 over 10 gives us 9 out of 10 there. So moving on to exercise 1.1.4. Have a try of these using pen and paper and also using your calculator. We'll go through both. So for number 1, we have 2 over 5 minus a quarter. So if we look here, if we count in 5s, we say 5, 10 doesn't work, 15 doesn't work, 20 will work. So here, well, our 2 over 5 to be a fraction over 20, 5 times 4 is 20, 2 times 4 is 8. So we have 8 over 20 minus a quarter. We want to change to a fraction over 20. 4 times 5 is 20. 1 times 5 is 5. Here, 8 over 20 minus 5 over 20 here. So now our denominator is 20. We have 8 minus 5 gives us 3 out of 20. So if we use the calculator here, so we press our fraction button for our first fraction. We have 2 out of 5. Then we need to press the across button to get out of our fraction. Now minus, and we're going to press the fraction button again, and we have 1/4, 1 over 4 here. So 2 over 5 minus 1 over 4, and this should give us 3 out of 20. Okay, so looking at number 2, if we look at these, we might not have to work these through. If we look at our 10s, 10, 20, so 16 and 24 for 8, that doesn't work. So 20, 30 doesn't work, 40. Both of these will work as fractions of 40 here. 10 times 4 is 40. 9 times 4 is 36. And now to change 8 to 40, so 8 times 5 is 40, and 5 times 5 is 25. So here we've got 36 minus 25 on 40 is 11 on 40. And using the calculator, same again, we use our fraction. We've got 9 on 10 minus 5 on 8 is 11 out of 40. So for question 3, it's getting a little bit more complicated. Here we've got some brackets for it here. So we've got 4 over 7 plus minus a half. And what we're going to do, this plus and this minus together, this plus will get cancelled out. We're ending up with 4 out of 7 minus a half. So if we think 7 and then 14, 14 divides by 2. So here we can do, so 7 times 2 is 14. 4 times 2 gives us 8. Minus here, 2 times 7 gives us 14. 1 times 7 is 7. So we should end up with 1 on 14. And we use our calculator to check. And if we want to do this in the same way, we put in our fraction, 4 over 7. There. Now we can do plus, and then we use our bracket button here. We've got a negative button here, so minus, and we use our fraction button for our half. And we close our bracket after our fraction there, and equals. And we should get 1 out of 14 there. So for question 4, here we've got 5 over 8 and 9 over 12. So 8 doesn't go into 12, but 24 works for 8 as well. So on 24, 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus here, 12 times 2 is 24. And 9 times 2 is 18. So here we've got 24 in our denominator. We've got 15 plus 18. So this gives us 33 on 24. So here we've got an improper fraction. Our numerator is larger than the denominator. So what we can do, we think about it, well, it's 24 and then 9 more out of 24. So 24 divided by 24 is equal to 1. So we have 1 and 9 out of 24. And then if we look at these, well, these will both divide by 3. If we divide by 3 and divide by 3, so we get 1, 9 divided by 3 gives us 3, 24 divided by 3 gives us 8. So we end up with 1 and 3/8. And if we put this into our calculator, here's our fraction button, we've got 5 on 8 here, plus fraction 9 on 12 here. End up with 11 on 8. So here, and if we look here, our SD button, we can use that to change it to a decimal and back, but here in the yellow, it's got our mixed number. So it's a number and a fraction together. If we press Shift SD, that changes it here to the 1 and 3/8 there. So 1 and 3/8 there.